From Ohio, Ms. Beatty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ranking Member, and to the witness. Thank you for being here. I have a series of questions, and for the sake of time to get through them, many of them, Mr. Secretary, I'll ask you to simply affirm or deny with a yes or no vote. On July 12th, I sent you a letter signed by more than 15 or 20 of my other colleagues as members of Congress. And in that letter, and I want to, Mr. Chairman, enter that letter into the records.
Without objection.
So first of all, I want to know, did you receive the letter and read it?
I don't know what was in the letter, so I can't tell you whether I received it.
Okay. It was requesting that you follow through on your predecessor's decision to lower these annual premiums, citing the fiscal strength of the fund and historically low home ownership rates, especially among first-time home buyers.
Certainly, I've had some correspondence on that, so it was probably your letter.
So did you respond to it and I didn't get it? Is that what you're saying? You read it? Did you respond to it? Or
I personally did not. Did my staff respond to you? I don't know.
I think we did, from some intergovernmental relations person sent us a paragraph. It did not, in my opinion, it did not answer my question.
Okay, well, I can answer it for you now.
I guess the reason I'm asking you this, is it your practice when members of the United States Congress sends a letter personally addressed to you that you pass it on to a congressional intergovernmental, I don't know what that person does, relations person, to say that they have received it? I did not address it to them.
Yeah, many letters that come do not.
Many letters from members of Congress
do not
on the committee that you're testifying
do not
before?
Come personally to me.
No, this was sent personally to you.
I'm saying it may be sent personally to me, but it doesn't actually end up in my hands. Somebody else is actually looking at it.
So you don't get, people write me personally all the time. But if a member, so let me ask a different question. So if a member of Congress is writing to you about issues that you're coming to testify before this committee, you get it, it doesn't get in your hands, and you say, oh, well, so what, and you don't answer?
No, someone else actually goes through it first.
Okay, so let me ask a different question.
And then they bring it to me.
No, it's my time. So I'm going to resend the letter, and I want to ask you, would you answer the letter that's coming from me and 20 other members of Congress?
If I get when the letter is brought to me, we will give you a response.
No, we or you. I would like to ask, would you respond to my letter?
I can respond to you right now.
Well, I have some other questions, so maybe afterwards I'll leave the letter with you and you can respond to me. So oftentimes when members come here, you represent not only as Secretary of Housing, but the President. So I have a question for you. We've spent a lot of time talking about Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, so this can be yes or no. Do you think it was presidential for President Trump to throw paper towels when he was in Puerto Rico? Yes or no?
That's not a yes or no question.
Sure it is. Yes, it was presidential, or no, it was presidential.
I don't believe.
Second question, do you think it was presidential when President Trump talked about two members in Puerto Rico that they were messing up the budget? Is that presidential, yes or no?
I think it would be wonderful if we talked about what we can do to help our people rather than divide them.
When he asked the people in Puerto Rico how many people had died and then compared it to a greater number in Katrina?
Again, I think we should be talking about positive things and what we can do.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And for me, positive, like Congressman Cleaverman, all my life I've wanted to serve on this committee. I didn't live in public housing, but I dedicated more than 25 years of my life. My very first job, professional job, was working in public housing. So let me move to something positive. In this committee, Chairman Clayton of the Securities and Exchange Commission testified before this committee. He said although he had not asked for more funding in fiscal year 18, that in fiscal year 19, he would be requesting more monies. In fiscal year 18, the budget request from HUD, you requested a 15% cut to your budget. Will you be asking for an increase in your in fiscal year 19? That's positive, so I assume you're going to tell me yes.
We may well. We continue to ask for what we need based on information that we derive So evidence is what drives our budget requests.
Thank you, and I yield back.
Time of the gentlelady has expired. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Posey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And